Imagine this. It's the year 2078. A team of physicists in Geneva sends a small metallic sphere into a glowing chamber, and within a fraction of a second, the object vanishes. The room goes silent. Then exactly 5 minutes later, it reappears perfectly intact. If what they claim is true, humanity has just done the impossible. Time travel. But before we start packing for a trip to ancient Rome or the year 3000, let's take a deep breath and dive into the real science of what would actually happen if time travel became possible. Today, time travel isn't just science fiction, it's a scientific possibility. Einstein's theory of relativity already proved that time is not fixed. It's elastic, stretching, and compressing, depending on gravity and speed. When you move faster, time slows down for you. This is not a theory, it's been proven. Astronauts on the International Space Station age microseconds slower than us on Earth because of their velocity. This is called time dilation, and it means one simple, mind-bending thing. We're already capable of time travel, but only forward in time and very slowly. So what if we could go further? What if science finally gave us the power to go backward, to yesterday, to 1945, or even to the beginning of the universe? To travel through time, we need to manipulate space-time itself, the very fabric of reality. Einstein described space and time as one connected fabric that bends under the influence of mass and energy. If you can warp this fabric enough, you could create a closed time-like curve, a loop where time folds back on itself. That's the basis of what physicists call a wormhole, a tunnel through space-time connecting two distant points or even two different times. Now, in theory, if you could enter one end of this wormhole and exit the other, you'd arrive in the past or the future. But here's the problem. Wormholes are unstable. They would collapse instantly, unless you had a mysterious substance known as negative energy to keep them open. And negative energy isn't just rare. It's something we've never been able to generate in large enough amounts. Still, in 1988, physicist Kip Thorne, the same man who inspired Interstellar, proved mathematically that a traversable wormhole could exist. So the door isn't closed yet. It's just locked, waiting for a key humanity doesn't have. Let's say wormholes are too far-fetched. What about speed? If a spaceship could travel close to the speed of light, strange things start happening. For the traveler, time slows almost to a stop, while for everyone else, it keeps going normally. So, if you boarded a near-light-speed ship, traveled for 1 year according to your clock, and came back to Earth, decades or even centuries could have passed. This is called the twin paradox, and it's a real prediction of relativity. It means we could theoretically travel to the year 2500 by simply going fast enough. But there's a catch. To reach such speeds, you'd need infinite energy, something that breaks the laws of physics as we know them. So for now, time travel by speed is possible in theory, but practically unreachable. Let's assume somehow someone does it. A scientist builds a stable wormhole or achieves near-light travel and steps back into 1963. Now what? What if he meets his grandfather before he ever met his grandmother and accidentally stops them from falling in love? Would he still be born? This is the grandfather paradox, and it exposes a terrifying flaw in the concept of backward time travel. If you change the past, you risk erasing your own existence and the very reason you traveled back in the first place. To solve this, some physicists suggest the multiverse theory, that every time you go back, you don't actually change your past. You create a new timeline. In that case, there could be infinite universes. One where World War II never happened, another where dinosaurs never went extinct, and one where you're still watching this video, but in a world without money or technology. It's wild, but mathematically, it's one of the most consistent explanations of how backward time travel could avoid paradoxes. You might be thinking, okay, cool ideas, but this is just theory, right? Well, not entirely. In 2019, a team of Russian and American scientists claimed that they made quantum particles reverse their state for a fraction of a second. Basically, a mini form of time reversal. They didn't send anything physical back, but the experiment hinted that time might not be one way at the smallest scale. Then, at the University of Queensland, researchers simulated time travel using photons, showing that information could, in theory, interact with its past self without creating paradoxes. These are baby steps. But if you zoom out, it's clear. Science is slowly chipping away at the wall between fiction and possible. Now imagine this. The year is 2134. A massive underground collider, miles larger than CERN, hums with quantum energy. Inside, a device the size of a car begins to shimmer. Scientists exchange nervous glances. Sending test object Alpha. The object disappears into the shimmering air. 5 seconds later, it reappears with a small change. Its timestamp shows it's been gone for 3 hours. News breaks. Governments panic. Every intelligence agency on Earth rushes to control this discovery. Why? Because whoever controls time controls everything. Stock markets, wars, elections, inventions, every event in history becomes a button to push. It would be the most powerful weapon in existence, and the terrifying truth? The first-time machine wouldn't look like a car or a capsule. It would be a quantum data chamber, controlled by a super-intelligent AI capable of sending information back in time before any human ever steps in. That means the future could already be communicating with us right now, through messages, data patterns, or unexplained events. Creepy thought, isn't it? But time travel wouldn't just be exciting, it would be dangerous. Every change you make could ripple through history in unpredictable ways, what scientists call the butterfly effect. A small event, like saving one life in the past, could erase entire civilizations or cause new wars in the future. Even just observing the past could alter it. Because if someone from the future witnesses an event, their presence alone might shift the outcome. Governments would likely classify time travel as top-secret military technology. Access would be restricted, history rewritten, and timelines manipulated for control. And ordinary people? We'd never even know. If time travel became real, should we even use it? Would you stop tragedies? Undo heartbreak? Save someone you lost? Or would it destroy the meaning of life itself, where every action could simply be undone? Think about it. If you could always fix mistakes, what would consequences even mean? Philosophers warn that if time travel were unrestricted, free will might disappear. Because every version of you could exist simultaneously, each making different choices in infinite loops. The universe might simply break under the weight of so many overlapping realities, so where does all this leave us? Most scientists agree forward time travel is already possible. Backward time travel might be achievable mathematically, but the technology and energy required are beyond anything we can imagine. In fact, some theorists believe nature itself prevents paradoxes. A principle called the chronology protection conjecture, proposed by Stephen Hawking, suggests that physical laws automatically prevent time loops from forming. Meaning, the universe might allow you to get close to time travel, but never truly let you cross that line. Still, that doesn't stop us from trying. Because if there's one thing humans have always done, it's defied limits. From flight to space to quantum computing, we've turned science fiction into science fact again and again. So let's ask the question again. What if time travel became possible? The truth is, it might already be possible. But even if it is, it's likely hidden, locked away under layers of government secrecy, or buried deep within the quantum mechanics of the universe. Maybe we haven't built the first-time machine yet. Or maybe, just maybe, someone already has, and that's why you're hearing this message right now. Because somewhere, in some version of reality, the future might be watching us, waiting for the moment we finally catch up. If you could time travel just once, would you go to the past to fix something? Or to the future to see what's coming? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-world what-ifs that just might become reality.